Hello, just back for a quick one, and we're going to take a voyage around the world in records. And I'm looking at records that are not from the US, not from the UK, where most of my records are from, not from Brazil, and not from Colombia, where I've got quite a lot of records from, but records from different countries which got something soulful about them, which I really like. And we're going to start here with an artist called Matata. And she was originally from Liberia in West Africa. This is the record. You can see it's seen better days. Can fetch quite a lot of money. This is actually a Nigerian pressing, but there is a UK copy of this, and it was recorded in the UK. Very nice sort of African record. It does have a lot of British musicians playing on it, but it's just a really interesting record, quite slow, quite mellow in its own way, funky when it wants to be as well. Yeah, some interesting stuff. She's a very interesting lady as well. She went on to do quite interesting things outside of the world of music in sort of diplomacy and women's rights. And the song I want to play here is Ain't No Way for a Woman, which tells her story, and I think that's quite an interesting one. It also turns out that Matata Fannabule's niece, I think, is actually my local MP. So it's a small world. But there we go. From Liberia to South London politics. There you are. Anyway, have a taste of this, see what you think. Okay, and I should say that's Matata Fannaboule. I knew I was going to pronounce that wrong. I had to double check just to make sure. Anyway, we go from Africa over to Venezuela, crossing the Atlantic, and we end up in the loving embrace of Firpo and sus Caribes. That's not Firpo, that's just an anonymous model, but doing a great job there. Paria Caliente is the name of this album. It actually has an alternative cover, which makes more sense because Paria Caliente is a barbecue, basically. But and it's a picture of a semi-naked lady with a barbecue, which makes more sense. Anyway, this is the different cover. This is not an original copy because an original copy would fetch $500 or something like that. This is an unofficial reissue, a bootleg, which now seems to be incredibly expensive as well. So go figure. But it's a great, funky party record. This is just like, a good party band. And there's loads of records like this you get all over the world, and loads in South America and in Venezuela. But not many of them probably start with a cover version of Let's Start by Fela Kuti, which was a very, very popular tune on the Caribbean coast, especially the South American Caribbean coast. There's versions in Colombia and Venezuela of that tune, and this is a really, really nice one that starts this record. There's some other good stuff, varying from the funky to the very, very cheesy, but I'm going to give you a taste of this one, Feliz porque regreso a casa, happy because I'm going home, which is kind of downbeat, kind of dark, brooding tune, kind of unexpected on a party record like this, but I think really works for me. I love it. Heavy trombone, always a big fan of some heavy trombones. Great record this. See what you think. Okay, and just a hop, skip, and a jump from Venezuela, we will cross to the beautiful island of Trinidad, and we can meet here Ken Professor Fillmore. This is an interesting record. It's more of a 12-inch, to be honest. It's like a mini album. Many years ago, when I was a teenager, I used to listen to the radio a lot, and I used to love listening to Choice FM on a Sunday night, where they had a program called The Caribbean Affair, and it was I was experimenting musically at that time in my taste, and they used to play a lot of calypso, soca music, and some other styles of music from the Caribbean. Kind of French Caribbean music, and I think they used to play a bit of African stuff like soukous and things like that. It was a very interesting radio show. I think the presenter was Martin J, as I recall. And the theme tune, the tune he used to start every episode was this tune by Ken Fillmore, Calypso, a kind of a sort of quiet storm, sultry calypso number, if such a thing exists. But yeah, really nice. It brings me good memories. Reminds me of Sunday nights. So it was nice to find a copy of that. See what you think. Okay, and let's move across the Pacific now and all the way over to Japan. I've shown a lot of Japanese records lately. I don't actually have that many, trust me. This record is not actually very good. This is by Hiromi Iwasaki, and the album is called Fantasy. It's not a very expensive record to get, which is a relief, because most of it is fairly not really my cup of tea. It's sort of soft, disco-y in parts, but you know, kind of forgettable. It's quite amusing. There's this kind of enthusiastic DJ chatter in the middle of all the tracks, which gives it something to remember it by. But the reason I got this was actually I was in a clothes shop a while back, and they started playing a tune in the clothes shop, and I got out the Shazam, and it turned out to be from this record a song called Campus Girl, and I quite liked it. It kind of stuck with me. And when I saw that I could get this for like less than £10. I thought, why not? Let's give it a punt. And yeah, the record's not great, but I do like Campus Girl. Soft, cheesy, but my kind of thing if I'm in the mood. See what you think. You might not agree. And I'll just finish up with an absolute heavyweight of the international scene. This is a record, it's actually a compilation of an artist, which I got a while back when it was new. This compilation seems to fetch quite a lot of money these days, so the old adage is true. The best way to get expensive records and rare records, get them when they're new. Anyway, this is the mighty Gugoosh, and I first came across Gugoosh when I was living in Spain the first time. I had an Iranian flatmate who was very much into classic rock. He had actually grown up in Sweden, and lived in the US for a while. But he loved his classic rock, but he didn't give up on some of the old family classics. And for most Iranians, Gugoosh is something of it's like the Beatles in a British household. It's everybody knows and everybody loves the songs, and I think they're fantastic. Obviously, this was pre-revolutionary Iran, and as it explains in this nice set, which comes, I think, with a nice little insert giving her backstory and everything. A lot of her records were destroyed and prohibited in Iran after that, but her legacy lives on in no small part thanks to the huge diaspora of Iranians around the world. And I remember my flatmate, he played me some Gugoosh records, and I thought they were fantastic, because at that time I was just getting into that sort of soundtrack, samples, hip-hop kind of thing, and this music is just lush orchestration and beautiful, and she really sings her heart out on them. Obviously, Persian is famous as a very poetic language, but I don't speak Persian. But it sounds like she's giving it some welly in all the songs. Yeah, a really, really nice LP this, on the Finders Keepers label, who are quite well known for doing this kind of thing. Gugoosh, the East's best kept secret, it says here. I think they refer to as the Iranian songbird or something like that as well, or the Persian songbird. This is a wonderful, wonderful record. It's difficult to choose which tune to go with. Yeah, like I said, it's quite orchestral. A lot of it has that sound of sort of 60s, 70s Italian or French pop. It's kind of funky in its own way when it wants to be. Really, really lovely. I'll give you a taste of some of this, but she's an artist definitely worth investigating if you don't know about her already. Anyway, that is my little journey around the world with you. It's nice to listen to some different stuff every now and again. I'm sure the next time I do a video, I'll get back to the old soul and funk favourites. Got a few ideas I wanted to talk about. But anyway, enjoy a bit of Gugoosh. Until the next time, all the best.